I'm out here at what used to be the Myrtle Beach Grand Prix. That's the old parking lot over there. And all this grassy area used to be where all the tracks were. The reason I came here is not just to reminisce about where the tracks used to be, all the go-kart tracks, but literally right here by the car, along this parking lot, from the corner of that fence right there, all the way to where it turns right there, there used to be a fence right here when this was the Grand Prix. And where I'm actually walking at, this used to be the track for the fast go-karts that you had to have a driver's license or permit for. And back in 1990, I think it was 1990, I had just gotten my permit. So I was able to get one of the licenses that you actually had to get from the Grand Prix, which the main office building used to be right there, so that I could drive one of these Formula One go-karts that could go up to 45 miles an hour. Well, the track went around that way, and I was driving at a high rate of speed, as you were supposed to, so the other cars behind you wouldn't catch up. And right here where this fence that I was pointing out earlier used to be, this was the last curve for that track. Came around this way, right about here, and then made a turn, went over toward those trees right there, and that's where the end of the track was. Well, when I went into this turn right here, where the track used to be, my front right tire blew, went off the track down a slight embankment that used to be right here, and ran into the fence that used to be right here. And my mom and dad were over in some viewing bleachers that used to be right in this area over here as well. My mom jumped the fence, ran all the way over here to make sure I was okay, had a helmet on. First thing she thought was, is since I was so far up in the fence where I'd run into it, that it had quote unquote cut my face off. But I was fine. Employees of the Grand Prix ran over, determined the tire had blown, wasn't my fault. Needless to say, I got out of the car quickly, walked down the track, which they of course had stopped all the other cars because of my wreck, walked back over to the main building and exited the Grand Prix for the very last time in an extreme hurry, just in case they wanted to say that it was my fault for damaging the vehicle. But now, as you can see, the Grand Prix that used to be here has been closed for, I think, about 15 years, closed right around 2000, 99, 2000. And all that's left now is this grassy field. But just wanted to document it, because right here is where my infamous crash was back in the summer of 1990. Track that's no longer here, but the spot where I crashed is still here. So again, just wanted to document it. But now that part of what used to be the Grand Prix is a par 3 course, and the Grand Prix does actually exist again now. Opened 2 years ago up at the northern section of Myrtle Beach by the same family that used to run it here, and it's now called the Grandstand Grand Prix, former NASCAR park, but this was the original old location. So, a lot of memories here. And one last thing, across the street right over there, still the remnants of small parking lot, kind of hard to see from here, but that used to be the Waterboggin water slide, used to sit right over there. Many memories there too. Family always came here on vacation in the 80s, literally every year, always staying at a little motel called the Apache. And the Grand Prix and the Waterboggin right across the street where that parking lot is over there used to be two places that we would always visit every year. But it's been gone for even a longer time than the Grand Prix has. But all that remains, both of the places, is just the parking lots. So, a lot of activity, places to go. Used to be at this part of the beach. Now nothing really. It's that putt-putt course right over there. So, anyway, there's a lot of memories here. First video I'm shooting. Might try and shoot some other ones when I have time of other locations that are no more, that were real popular back in the 80s for all families that visited Myrtle Beach. So, just wanted to share that with everybody. So, hard to believe what used to be here. Now this is all that's left.